global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to our channel. Something is definitely happening in Rivers State. So, a few hours ago, we also on Wiki attending the Asia Pacific City Summit and Mayors Forum held in Dubai. But most Nigerians and most political observers, analysts who have been observing the dynamics of the peace going on in Rivers State and how politics are playing out in Rivers State, expected that Wike, the political leader, will be discussing the next generation of cities and its leadership alongside with his supporters for such an important summit, which is discussing the next generation. One expected that everyone is expecting Wike to arrive with some of his supporters who call themselves Wike Generation Next in River State. But Wike arrived with two of his sons, whom he had positioned as the main MVP of the next generation. But let's dive into the newspaper to find out the dynamics that's playing out that is not sitting well with most Rivers analysts and Riverians all together. Before we dive into the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. Wike have not only prepared his sons academically, he has actually prepared them financially and is now grooming them politically to take over the reins of governance in the nearest future. Now, that was how Bukola Saraki's father, the late Oloye Dr. Abubakar Olushola Saraki, prepared and groomed Bukola and his sister for leadership. Olushola Saraki is the greatest political kingmaker in Kwara State politics ever witnessed. His influence stretched beyond Kwara, as he was respected as a consequential power broker in Nigeria. Bukola, his son, received the best education in London as a medical doctor, came back and was made a special assistant to President Obasanjo on budget. His father wasted no time thereafter to make him the executive governor of Kwara State. He went on to become one of the most powerful governors in Nigeria that Nigeria ever produced, if not the most powerful. As his father got older, Bukola and his father decided to stage a fake political disagreement, where Bukola, at the tail end of his second term, forcefully seized control of his father's political structure. His father fielded Bukola's sister as governorship candidate, while Bukola fielded his own candidate, and he won and retired his father from politics. Those who understood what played out said Bukola couldn't have won Olushola, his father. His father was getting very old and knew he needed to hand over Kwara politics to his son. And for him to do that, he knew he needed to stage a fake fight where his son would defeat him politically and earn his keep as the new Supremo, numero uno. This was done so that people will respect and follow his son as the new political supremo of the state. And it worked out for them. I think Wike has studied the tinubu and saraki political dynasty and is modeling his own dynasty in that fashion. Whether Rivers will turn out to become the new Lagos and Kwara, where garrison commanders enjoy a dynasty political hegemony, only time will tell. Now, if you have been observing Nigerian politics, you will agree with me that for Bola Tinubu, his children are in full glare of the politics. We have the Yaloja, which is the daughter, is taking over almost every state he had entered. He's fully conversant in Lagos. She's the only Yaloja in Lagos State now. She has gone to Edo State. I think there was some fracas along the line about that some few weeks ago, but I think also they are gradually accepting her. And but it's becoming something unique, and some persons are even insinuating that nobody will be surprised if Sheyi or Tinubu emerges at some point, as the governorship candidate of Lagos State. The father was, and what stops the son from also? In fact, some people are already, like Daniel Bwala has started, saying something towards that. And I'm sure that, having seen what is going on, it's only normal for Wiki also to want to look in that direction. Who says that absolute power that corrupts absolutely is not enticing? It's quite enticing. But some persons also believe also in some of this analysis. Some analysts from River State believe that the way Wike, River State leader, is actually positioning his children, that they won't really be surprised if they still collect the occasional mobilization fund to hold press conferences where they will stand on the mandate of Wike's sons and address them as capacity leader. This is River State, where some of the supporters of Wike, the likes of Tony Okocha and their likes, would one day wake up collecting press monies and all that and say, oh yeah, stand on the mandate of our children, our sons, and before you know it, the father was, the children will be, and it moves on and on. But some of them are saying that the way it is playing out, it will not be surprised that Rivers youth must start using their head, so that the old man will serve papa for nothing, no go come serve son for more nothing as well, which means it has become a norm, really, that this politics is now a transgenerational thing. My father rule is the king maker. It makes the son the king. And it becomes, is it really politics anymore? It's no longer politics. It's clothed in politics. But at the end of the day, father passes on leadership to son passes on to grandson, and they become leaders by whatever means. And there's playing out. They've used case study of Kwara State, using case study of Lagos State, and nothing is really stopping it, because when Fubara tried to break out of that hegemony movement, and you saw what happened. There was a correctional movement, coming from the presidency. And now, you now discover what has Wike's children got to do with the summit. They are not elected governors. They're not elected personnel. They're not political elites. They're not politically exposed persons. They're not appointees. They're not ministers. They're not in this government. Their father is. But they use the funds, public funds, to fund their going to God knows where. And after a while, I won't be surprised. This is me now talking. I won't be surprised if one of Wike's son will not come out to either be a commissioner in the next election that will come in River State. One of them may even be a Senate. It will possibly be in Senate. The other may possibly be a commissioner of some sort. They're grooming them to understand, okay, these are the people, the powers that be in this sector, and these are the people that answer to this, these are the people that answer to that. It's worrisome. But let's see how it plays out. If finally this political analyst and pundit is correct about his foreseeing the future. For me, he may not be totally wrong. The signs are there. Let's put in our comment section.